together a bunch of the questions that dealt with the question of U.S. hegemony and as a fading power, how do we resist it, and Shai's question about the U.S. military-industrial complex. It's unquestionable that the military globally is the world's largest polluter. We tend to forget this. We tend to forget that not only is the pollution taking place through things like coating bullets these days with depleted uranium so that battlefields that are doing conventional warfare leave a littered radioactive place behind so that peoples who come in afterwards face ongoing health threats from the radioactivity. But it's also the world's largest polluter because it uses so much in the way of fossil fuels and energy intensity to conduct not only the wars themselves, but the machinery that conducts the wars. It was not for nothing that former President Eisenhower's closing address to the people of the United States warned against the military-industrial complex. But as we look at this, how do we resist this? I would urge us to be careful in our language. This meeting and these protests are bound to be described in the media as anti-American. It is no more anti-American to identify George W. Bush as the single greatest threat to life on this planet than it is anti-Canadian to say we've got to get rid of Stephen Harper. It is not anti-Canadian, it is not anti-American. We care about our future. So we need to embrace the United States and embrace those leaders within the United States, my colleagues like Julie and Pamela here from the Green Party, from the United States, but also those people, even improbable allies like Governor Schwarzenegger of California, a Republican who wants to see hard caps, action on climate change, or John McCain, for goodness sake, just saying shut down Guantanamo Bay, observe the Geneva Conventions. We must not be, he said the other night, a nation that tortures the people we capture. There are good Americans, many of them, and we must embrace them. Not them. Get rid of the depressive government they have. And in the same way that I would make distinctions, which Ralph Nader wouldn't make, between George Bush and an Al Gore, I'll make big distinctions between Stephen Harper and Stéphane Dion. I will say here and now that Stephen Harper is a much bigger threat if he ever formed a majority than any run-of-the-mill, useless, Tweedledum-Tweedledee liberal government we might ever see. Because Stephen Harper comes from a culture and comes from a place which Maud Barlow has documented meticulously in Too Close for Comfort. Read Too Close for Comfort, and if you can go to sleep at night comfortably knowing that our Prime Minister said things like Canada is a failed Northern European welfare state and proud of it, and the fact that we embrace our healthcare system is a sign of our essential inferiority. This is not a run-of-the-mill politician, and the Alliance Conservative Republican Party of Canada is a horse of another color. We have never had a political party like this in Canada, and we must see the end of them